right, so this is it. This is my full-time content creator workspace. I spend more hours here than anywhere else, editing, shooting, scripting, gaming, and after years of tweaking, rearranging, and cable wrangling, I finally feel like this setup reflects how I actually create. It's balanced, efficient, and personal. A space that makes creativity easy and excuses hard. So today we're gonna take a peek behind the curtains and see where I really create all of these videos that you watch on the channel. And if you guys like this kind of content, feel free to watch it all the way to the end and like, comment, subscribe, all the good YouTube stuff. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's start with the foundation. This whole setup is built around one thing: function over flash. The centerpiece is a solid wood IKEA butcher block countertop mounted on an autonomous sit stand base, which gives me flexibility to work sitting and standing depending on how long the day goes. Flanking the desk on both sides are these dual IKEA Alex drawers. They're of course not supporting the weight of the desk, but just adding symmetry and tons of storage. Believe it or not, these drawers have been with me for over a decade, and somehow they've survived a move from Illinois to California. And if you've ever owned IKEA furniture, you know that's basically a miracle. Front and center is my Asus ProArt ultra-wide monitor, which gives me room to edit timelines, color grade, script, and surf the web side by side. And to the left of that is my M1 iPad Pro, which floats on an articulating charging arm. It's not the latest and greatest iPad, but it does double as a second monitor, or even just a screen for breaks to watch YouTube videos or movies, or just take it off the iPad and play a game or sketch. And under the monitor sits my M1 Mac Mini right beside the Ivanki Fusion Dock Max 1, which handles all of the I/O and power distribution for this setup. And to the right of that is my 14-inch MacBook Pro with the M4 Max chip inside, which powers literally everything and edits all these videos that you watch on the channel. It's a small footprint, but has massive performance. Every piece of the setup has a reason to exist. It's not just to look cool, but to keep me in flow. Audio and ergonomics are what keep me sane during long edits, and I'm using the iLoud micro monitors for tight, accurate sound and a compact footprint. I also have the Audio Engine D1 DAC on my desk. Actually, if you guys follow the channel, I had the Audio Engine A5 Plus speakers for about 10 years or so, and I recently upgraded to the iLoud micros. Well balanced mids, highs, and lows. These are great for studio monitoring and editing. Maybe in the future I may even upgrade to the MTMs, the bigger version of these iLoud speakers, but right now the micros are more than enough. My daily drivers are the Logitech MX mechanical keyboard with these cool ergonomic wrist rests, and the Logitech MX vertical mouse to save my wrist. For years I actually used the MX Master line. I had the MX Master 3S, the 2, the 1, and recently I actually started noticing some of the early signs of carpal tunnel, and some of those symptoms were starting to crop up for me, so I decided to switch over to the MX vertical mouse. So that way I still get some of the MX features and connectivity and being able to have certain functionality in different applications like Final Cut Pro, but I do wish it did have a horizontal scroll wheel. That's one thing that I really do miss from the MX Master series, but hopefully one day they include it in the vertical. We'll see. Off to the left side of the keyboard is my first gen Magic Trackpad for horizontal scrolling in Final Cut, all resting on a large black felt desk mat that ties everything together. Also on my desk I have the Satechi 2-in-1 MagSafe charger. It's Qi 2. It charges my AirPods Pro 3 and also my iPhone 17 Pro Max. Just when I need a little bit of extra juice, I just pop it on there and it's good to go. This part of the desk is built for endurance. Everything is exactly where you need it to be, and when you're editing for 10, sometimes 12 hours, those small comforts keep you creative. Under the desk is one of the best upgrades I've honestly ever made, and I just made it this year. It's the Ugreen DXP 4800 NAS mounted cleanly below. It's my archive and backup hub, fast and secure and local. It also replaced my cloud storage, so I don't have to pay for Google Drive or Photos or anything like that. I have it all backed up straight to my NAS. All my footage, thumbnails, LUTs, finished projects live here. And if you want to see how I set it up, I made a full breakdown video. It's down below in the description. Above the monitor is this Qantas light bar, and also comes with this cool remote, and it keeps everything evenly lit at night without any glare. I honestly thought that these light bars were kind of just for show, but after using it, I don't think I could ever go back to not having one. And you're probably wondering, what do I use the Mac Mini for if I'm using the M4 MacBook Pro for all my editing and work? And to be honest, it's kind of doubled as like a little retro console. Honestly, just loaded up just to play Def Jam 5 for New York and other PS2 games. I did actually use it for editing back in the day, but right now that's its sole purpose, is to be my fun machine. And honestly, it provides that little bit of balance, because I think workspaces should also make room for play as well. And next to the main desk is something that I just added about a year or so ago, is this Husky 46-inch mobile workbench. Now this acts as a secondary shooting station and, gear hub, have, all my gear down in the drawer so that way I can set up my camera rigs if I'm going out on location, or if I'm just setting up, gear for an in-house video shoot. Mounted above the Husky desk, I have my overhead rig, which is really just the Sony a7 IV with this Tamron lens. I believe it's 16-28, and it's lit by this old Wii light that I got, years ago. It doesn't get super bright. I'll probably end up swapping it out for something from small rig or aperture in the future, but it's a small enough footprint that it fits right on top of the overhead rig. That means I can shoot overhead B-roll, product demos, and unboxings without touching my main desk at all. And before in the past, I was, clearing my desk out, cleaning it and getting it all messy again with gear and stuff for top-down shots. But having this has been a lifesaver. It saves me so much time. I can shoot, dump footage, edit, all within arm's reach. And then there's the chair, the thing that quietly decides how long I can actually work. And it's from this video sponsor, FlexiSpot. This is the FlexiSpot C7 Max. And it's easily one of the most thoughtful upgrades I've made. It's got a latex seat cushion layered with memory foam, so it's soft and supportive and perfect for 12 hours of comfortable editing. It also has this 3D adjustable headrest, 5D armrest, and you've got full body support that actually moves with you. FlexiSpot also backs it with a 10-year warranty and a 30-day return-free policy, which tells you they stand by their product. I spend long days here, sometimes 10-12 hours straight, and this chair still feels fresh at the end of the day. And if your budget's tighter, FlexiSpot has a ton of different chairs at different price points. One of them being the C5 chair, has a solid build, basic adjustability, and it's a great value. Or you can check out the C7 Morpher, which completely upgrades the lumbar and upper back support. And if you want to add this chair to your setup, feel free to use my code C750. It gets you $50 off of the C7 Max. It's honestly the best deal that they offer. And this workspace tour actually just doesn't include one desk, it includes two. Outside of my patio, I have the E7 sit stand desk from FlexiSpot as well. There's a bunch of different adjustments for sit and stand, but I really just keep it in sitting position because out here, I want to take a load off, come outside, get some fresh air, maybe reset my eyes after, some long edits, and just, hear the birds chirping a little bit and get my vitamin E up. But yeah, this is the second setup. It's something quick. I just put my laptop out here and just make some quick edits, or I might sit on the bench. Just another place to reset and get to work. And above the desk, I've hung 3 frame photos I've taken over the years, little markers of different chapters in my journey. A few different photos that mean a lot to me, whether it be our trip to Mexico or our camping trips driving through California or up the coast. These are all little moments that, feel special. Next to them, I have 3 IKEA cube shelves that hold pieces of nostalgia. My Bronica ETR that I occasionally take out to shoot film in medium format. My Olympus OM1, which is my first film camera. Of course, I gotta have the Akira comics there. Those are, a mainstay. And then I have a few little boo-boos scattered around. Other little adornments and decorations on my desk. I have this cool little Lego Bulbasaur. And then I also have this cool Dragon Ball Capsule Corp motorcycle that I keep on my desk. They might not add any function, but they do add some soul to my setup. When the lights go down, I'll power on the monitor bar, put on some lo-fi and start editing. Sometimes it's calm, sometimes it's chaos, but honestly, every scratch, every cable, every photo up there, it all reminds me of how far this space has come. This workspace has evolved alongside me from cluttered beginnings to something calm, efficient, and intentional. It's not perfect, but it honestly doesn't have to be. It just needs to support how I create. I know a lot of other creators out there have the super clean, minimal, peak goals workspace setup, but everything doesn't have to be color coordinated and placed meticulously and just perfect. It just has to be a reflection of how you create. My desk setup has honestly really evolved with me over the years, whether it be, back in the day early on when I just had my iMac, my 27-inch iMac on a dining room table in my bedroom, and the worst speakers, and it was a glass table, so cable management was really bad and very visible, to moving all the way out to California, starting a family, and moving from a traditional 9-to-5 retail position in sales to being a creative director at a production company, making YouTube videos full time. I've learned that certain things are necessary and some things really aren't, from watching other people's desk setups and workspaces. I've kind of pinpointed and found what works for me, and yeah, this is it. If something here inspired you, let me know down below in the comments. You'll find links below to every product featured in this video, including the NAS, the FlexiSpot chair, literally everything. So I'll even probably put some little boo-boos down there for you. But thanks for hanging out. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, stay fresh. Peace.